Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Easy English Podcast Club. My name is Alex, and I am truly glad you are here with me today. I know learning a language can feel slow, confusing, or even a little scary sometimes. But listen to this. Stories help your brain learn faster because they make words memorable and meaning clear. Today, we will use a short magical story of Harry Potter to grow your English step by step with gentle repetition and clear examples. I will speak slowly, explain new words, and give you chances to repeat. Stay with me, and if you like this lesson, please subscribe to the Easy English Podcast Club so we can learn together. You are not alone here, friend. Really. Today's lesson is a gentle retelling of the start of Harry Potter's story. I will tell the story, stop to teach important words, give simple examples, and offer short speaking practices. I want you to leave this episode feeling lighter, more confident, and ready to try speaking in English. Remember, small steps every day bring big change. All right, let's begin our magical journey. Imagine a quiet, ordinary street where most houses look the same. On this street lived a family called the Dursleys. Mr. Vernon Dursley worked at a company. Mrs. Dursley kept the house tidy and liked to be normal. They had a son, Dudley, who was a little loud and who always wanted more toys. The Dursleys liked order. They did not like anything odd or surprising. One evening, a cat sat on a low garden wall. It looked like an ordinary cat, but it stayed very still and watched the house carefully. Someone else came to the street, a very tall, old man with a long beard. His name was Albus Dumbledore. He walked quietly and looked at the cat. The cat's eyes were sharp. Then the cat changed shape and became a woman, Professor McGonagall, a witch. She was not a cat. She was a witch who could take the form of a cat. She and Dumbledore talked in whispers. They were not angry, they were tired. The city was quiet. The moon was small. They spoke about something terrible that had happened and something special that had survived. A dark wizard called Voldemort had been defeated. He had hurt many people, but a baby had survived his worst curse. That baby was Harry Potter. Dumbledore and McGonagall knew that the baby needed a safe place to grow, so they decided to leave the baby at the Dursleys' home. Dumbledore left a letter that explained who the child was and why he must stay there. The baby was left on the doorstep, sleeping peacefully, with a small lightning-shaped scar on his forehead. Pause, breathe, picture the baby on the blanket. This is how the story begins, with a quiet street, two wise adults, and a small sleeping child whose life would change everything. Listen as I give each word a simple explanation, an example, and then ask you to repeat. 1. Ordinary. Ordinary means normal, usual, not special. Example, the Dursleys wanted to be ordinary. Repeat, ordinary. Ordinary day. Ordinary house. 2. Cat. A small animal with fur, often kept as a pet. Example, a cat sat on a wall. Repeat, cat. The cat watched. Black cat. 3. Witch. A woman who can do magic. Example, Professor McGonagall is a witch. Repeat, witch. A kind witch. An old witch. 4. Wizard. A man with magical power. Example, Dumbledore is a powerful wizard. Repeat, wizard. The wise wizard. Young wizard. 5. Scar. A mark left on the skin after an injury. Example, Harry had a lightning scar. Repeat, scar. A small scar. The long scar. Say each word out loud 2 times. Nice work.
"10 years passed. Harry grew a little, but his life at the Dursleys' home was hard. He did not sleep in a normal bedroom. He slept in a small cupboard under the stairs. Imagine a tiny room with no window, a small blanket, and little space to move. He had one thin pillow and a small bed on the floor. It was not fair, but Harry was quiet and patient. The Dursleys treated him as if he did not belong. Dudley, the Dursley son, had many toys, many clothes, and a big bedroom. On Dudley's birthday, the house was noisy with wrapping paper, laughter, and cakes. Dudley was not grateful. He wanted more. He shouted about his presents. 36 presents? But last year I had 37. His mother immediately said she would buy him more gifts. Harry sat quietly beside the table and watched. He felt small. He was used to being ignored, but he still kept a kind heart. Vocabulary Break Part 2. Repeat these words with me slowly. Number 1. Cupboard. A small storage place or closet. Example, Harry slept in a cupboard under the stairs. Repeat, cupboard. Small cupboard. Dark cupboard. Number 2. Stairs. Steps that go up or down in a house. Example, the cupboard was under the stairs. Repeat, stairs. Go up the stairs. Down the stairs. Number 3. Pillow. A soft thing you put your head on to sleep. Example, he had a thin pillow. Repeat, pillow. A big pillow. Soft pillow. Number 4. Present. A gift given on birthdays or special days. Example, Dudley had many presents. Repeat, present. A birthday present. Wrapped present. Number 5. Patient. Able to wait calmly without complaining. Example, Harry was patient even when life was hard. Repeat, patient. Be patient. Patient and kind. Practice these words in a sentence. I sleep on a pillow. I climb the stairs. Say them slowly and clearly. One morning, a letter came. The envelope was thick and old.
It had a purple seal on the back with a strange coat of arms. The letter said it was for Harry Potter. But Uncle Vernon saw it and grabbed the letter. He was angry. He burned the paper in the fire so Harry could not read it. He said, "This is not for you." He wanted to stop the letters. He wanted to stop anything that talked about magic. But the letters kept coming. One letter arrived, and then another. They arrived through the door, under the door, and even through the chimney. The Dursleys got worried. Uncle Vernon tried to hide the family. He drove them far away to a small house on a rock in the middle of the sea. They thought no letters could find them there. The sea was loud. The house was cold. But the letters found them again. On the night of Harry's 11th birthday, the house was very quiet. At midnight, a giant of a man knocked on the door. He was tall, broad, and he had a kind face. His name was Rubius Hagrid. He loved big cakes, and he loved honest answers. Hagrid smiled and said, "Happy birthday, Harry! You are a wizard." Harry was surprised. He had questions. Hagrid gave him a cake and the long letter. The letter asked Harry to go to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Harry's life was changing in a way he had never expected. Repeat these words with me. 1. Letter. A written message sent to someone. Example: Harry received a letter from a school. Repeat. Letter. Long letter. Sealed letter. 2. Chimney. A tube in a house for smoke from a fire. Example: letters came down the chimney. Repeat. Chimney. The smoking chimney. Letter from the chimney. 3. Rock. A small island or stone. Example: they moved to a house on a rock. Repeat. Rock. Small rock. A lonely rock. 4. Giant. A very big person. Example: Hagrid was a giant but gentle. Repeat. Giant. Friendly giant. The giant smiled. 5. Invitation. A message that asks you to come to a place or event. Example: the letter was an invitation to a magic school. Repeat. Invitation. A school invitation. An invitation to learn. Say the words in short sentences. A letter arrived. The giant knocked. This is an invitation. Let me pause the story for a moment. Stories give you context. When you hear a new word in a story, you see it in action. Your brain connects the word to feelings, images, and situations. That connection makes it easier to remember. This is the hook I promised at the start. Learning through stories makes language stick. So when you hear words like cupboard, giant, or invitation in a story, your memory holds not only the word, but also how that word feels and where it belongs. Your English can get stronger, one story at a time. Subscribe to the Easy English Podcast Club and start your journey. Now, I want you to try this.
Close your eyes for a second and imagine the cupboard under the stairs. See the small blanket and thin pillow. Feel the dark space and the small breath of a sleeping boy. When you open your eyes, say the word cupboard out loud. You just made a connection between image and word. That is learning. After Hagrid's visit, Harry read the letter. It listed many things he needed to bring to school: a black robe, a wand, a pair of plain shoes, and books. Harry had never even heard of a wand. He had never seen a list like this, but his heart was moving toward a new world. Hagrid took him to buy school things in a busy place full of light and strange shops. It was a place called Diagon Alley. There were shops with curious names, with owls, cauldrons, and bright signs. Harry felt nervous and excited. He bought a small wand and a set of books. He also bought a little pet owl to carry messages. When September came, Harry took a long train with many students to a large castle that was a school. The train was warm and full of laughter. Harry felt nervous again, but he also felt a new kind of belonging. People smiled at him. He saw new friends, new teachers, and rooms that moved and changed. He learned that school would teach him not only spells, but also how to be brave, how to choose friends, and how to find his voice. Here are words from this part. Repeat after me. 1. Wand. A thin stick used by wizards to do magic. Example: Harry bought a wand for school. Repeat. Wand. The wand glows. Small wand. 2. Cauldron. A big metal pot used to mix things. Example: Students use cauldrons in class. Repeat. Cauldron. Hot cauldron. Black cauldron. 3. Owl. A bird that is often awake at night. Example: Harry bought an owl to carry letters. Repeat. Owl. The white owl. The wise owl. 4. Train. A long vehicle that moves on rails. Example: He took a train to the school. Repeat. Train. The slow train. The fast train. 5. Castle. A large, strong building with towers. Example: Hogwarts was a castle school. Repeat. Castle. Old castle. The big castle. Practice using these words. I bought a wand. The train is warm. A big cauldron is hot. Now we practice speaking shadowing style. Listen, then repeat immediately. Keep your voice relaxed. Level 1. Single sentences. Echo after me. A quiet street held a small family. A cat sat on the wall. Harry slept in a cupboard. A letter came for Harry. Hagrid smiled and gave him cake. Say each sentence 2 times. Level 2. 2-part rhythm. I speak, you echo with the same stress. Dudley had toys, and Harry had none. The letters kept coming until they could not stop. Hagrid said happy birthday to Harry. Feel the rhythm. Put a little more stress on the capitalized words. Level 3.
Short mini paragraphs. Repeat slowly. The Dursleys did not like magic. They liked being ordinary. They were often very mean to Harry. A letter arrived with a purple seal. It was an invitation to a school called Hogwarts. Hagrid was a kind giant. He brought Harry a cake and the letter. He changed Harry's life that night. Repeat each mini paragraph 2 times. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Smile a tiny bit when you speak. It helps your voice sound friendly. Let us practice stress and small word links. Say these lines and notice how we emphasize the strong words. The Dursleys did not like magic. Strong words. Dursleys. Did. Like. Magic. Soft words. The. Not. A letter came for Harry. Strong. Letter. Came. Harry. Link softly. He lived in. Letter 4. Try to say each line with clear stress on the bold ideas. This helps others understand you even when your grammar is simple. I will say 5 questions. Answer in one short sentence. Out loud. 1. Where did Harry live? 2. Who left Harry on the doorstep? 3. What did Dudley want more of? 4. Who knocked on the door at midnight? 5. What did the letter invite Harry to do? Possible answers. 1. He lived in a cupboard. 2. Professor Dumbledore left him. 3. Dudley wanted more presents. 4. Hagrid knocked on the door. 5. The letter invited him to Hogwarts. Say your answers clearly and slowly. This plan will help you use the story for daily practice. Do a little each day. Day 1. Listen and notice. Listen to this episode again. Write down 8 words you don't know. Say each word 3 times. Day 2. Shadowing. Choose 10 sentences from the story. Record yourself repeating them. Play your voice back and notice one thing to improve. Day 3. Vocabulary sentences. Pick 6 words from the list. Cupboard, invitation, wand, giant, ordinary, scar. Write 1 short sentence for each word and say them out loud. Day 4. Small talk. Tell a friend in English what you learned today. Use 2 new words. Keep it simple. Day 5. Picture and speak. Draw a small picture of the cupboard, the train, or the castle. Describe it in 3 sentences. Day 6. Tell the story. Try to tell the whole first part of Harry's story in 5 to 8 simple sentences. Record and listen back once. Day 7. Celebrate and share. Choose 1 improvement from the week. Say it out loud. Share it in the podcast comments or with a friend. Many learners use small stories like this to improve. For example, Maria from Spain practiced 3 minutes of shadowing every day for 2 months. She felt shy at first, but she kept going. Now she can say whole sentences without stopping, and she reads children's books with pleasure. Ramesh from India listened to slow stories before sleep. He noticed new words started to appear in his conversations. These are small, everyday wins. You can have them too. Let's review. Today, you heard a slow retelling of Harry Potter's beginning, learned useful words, ordinary, witch, wizard, cupboard, stairs, spoiled, present, mean, letter, chimney, giant, invitation, wand, owl, cauldron, train, castle, scar. You did a lot today. Remember, practice does not need to be long. It needs to be regular. 10 minutes every day of listening and repeating will change your skills. Be patient, be kind to yourself. Mistakes are part of learning. They are proof you're trying. If this lesson helped you, please subscribe to the Easy English Podcast Club. Join our small community. Click subscribe, click the bell, and become part of our learning family. Each week, I will bring you another slow English story, clear vocabulary, and easy practice plans you can use right away. Thank you for spending this time with me. My name is Alex. Keep listening, keep saying the sentences out loud, and keep believing in your progress. If you're ready for another adventure, then hit the subscribe button to unlock more lessons and stories like this one. Goodbye for now, and keep practicing. One small step at a time.